I'm Jeff Mack from Newmark Grubb Knight Frank, and I'm pleased to introduce Bill Glazer. Bill is the CEO of Keystone Property Group. Welcome to City Biz List, Bill.
As with most bootstrap stories, were out of the garage, and it literally was out of the garage when I started. I would get both talent and capital along the way in small incremental pieces. So as I grew and made every mistake under the sun, I was making those mistakes through the mid-90s. And as you recall, in the mid-90s, you could buy anything in the mid-90s, make every mistake under the sun, and the market at that time would cover your mistakes and still reward you for them on top of that. So it wasn't until the later 90s that we really started getting enough critical mass of people and of capital and of expertise that we really started to make some exciting projects and make them work well on our own merits and not just on the merits of the market beta. So then you get to the discussion around the alpha that a developer or investor brings to an investment. And it's that alpha that we think is best done when you control the full range of services in a real estate investment. That is development, management, asset management, capital raising. And in leasing, as you well know, we really prefer to use the best in the business in third-party brokers, and that relationship, by the way, has grown to not just a brokerage relationship and a capital markets relationship, but also a capital relationship. So the Cantor, the CCRE, the Cantor Fitzgerald guys have done literally hundreds of millions of dollars of business with us just in the last 2 or 3 years. So when I started the business in '91, I was on my own, shouldn't be on my own, and I think this is a business about partners. And one of the great things that I learned over time is that you need to be a great partner. And to be a great partner, you need to bring your own expertise to the table and know your own failings. And I eventually figured, I'm still figuring out both, but I eventually started to get a grasp of where I needed strength. So in '93, I joined with a fellow named Mark Rash, who's still my partner today. So doing the math, that's 22 years of being a partner. That's better than most marriages. So that's a real strong partnership. Mark's kind of the yin to my yang. So Mark is, he's a JD CPA, is an exceptionally strong deal maker. But he's back of house. He likes to raise capital and run basically all of the nuts and bolts of some very complicated structures. So there is legal structuring, the financial structuring. He's superlative at that. Lets me be a deal maker. So I can be the front office guy. He can be the back of house guy. And we've since brought in Rich Gottlieb as a partner to really augment me, because where I fall down, Rich is so much better at really being a real deal maker. So acquisition strategy, as I said, differ very much from REITs as they're public and have a different set of masters. As a private acquirer, we look to create value. And when we say create value, that's probably an overused term. So what is it? And I'll use the Curtis as a case study. So you have an historic property, and we looked at it and said, what could it be? How could it be better? Other than just adding capital, which we always want to add capital to make very well located properties great. In this case, there was a strip of building that was almost bifurcated from the rest. It was about 35 to 45 feet wide and looked out over not one, but 2 national historic parks. And we said, wow, this would be an unbelievable residential application. More to that is that when you come in, when you enter this art museum quality front entrance into an art museum quality lobby, there is an art museum quality piece, the Maxfield Parish Tiffany's Dream Garden, which is 15 feet high by 50 feet wide. It's extraordinary. It literally is a piece that is awesome. And people come in all the time to view Maxfield Parrish's work. So we said, wow, could you imagine coming home every night and have this lobby and this art piece to be your front lobby? How extraordinary would that be? And it's that kind of aha moment that is really at the root of, our acquisition strategy. And a good friend of mine who put it probably a little more succinctly, he said the great thing about great real estate developers is that they have spidey sense.